Banned but brilliant, the 5 films they tried to erase. The FBI raided the director's home at 3 a.m. The Vatican issued death threats. Entire governments mobilized to stop people from seeing what I'm about to show you. 5 films, banned in over 200 countries combined. Directors imprisoned, actors threatened. Studios buried them so deep, some haven't seen daylight in 50 years. But tonight, we dig them up. This is the horror they never wanted you to witness. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why they were so terrified. But first, are you alone? Because what comes next changes people. Our first film was so dangerous, it made the Catholic Church break a 400-year silence. In 1971, something happened that the Vatican had sworn would never happen again. The Devils. Ken Russell didn't just make a horror film, he exposed a conspiracy that reached the highest levels of power. Based on true events so disturbing, the French government tried to erase them from history books. What you're about to hear was buried for 300 years. Father Grandier, a priest in 17th century France, became the target of a plot so twisted, it makes modern horror look like children's stories. Religious hysteria, mass possession, and at the center of it all, a scene so blasphemous that even today, 50 years later, Warner Brothers keeps it locked in a vault that requires 3 executives to open. The infamous Rape of Christ sequence. I can't even describe it on YouTube. But here's what I can tell you. Think this is ancient history? Think again. In 2019, a film student tried to screen the full cut at NYU. The projection stopped after 20 minutes. Someone had made a call. But if the devils attacked the past, our next film destroyed the present. A Serbian film, banned in 46 countries and counting. But here's what they don't want you to know. It's not about what you think it's about. An aging adult film actor gets one final job offer. The director promises enough money to escape his crumbling country forever. There's just one catch. He can't know what he's filming until he's already doing it. What follows isn't just horror. It's a metaphor so brutal, entire governments recognize the threat and move to suppress it. This isn't a film about violence. It's about how power destroys souls, how systems corrupt innocence, how societies sacrifice their children. Serbia had just survived genocide, NATO bombing, economic collapse. This film wasn't entertainment. It was a scream from a traumatized nation, and the world responded by silencing it. But sometimes, the line between fiction and reality disappears entirely. Welcome to Cannibal Holocaust. In 1980, Italian police arrested director Ruggero Deodato for murder. Not fictional murder, real murder. They believed he had actually killed his actors on camera. A documentary crew enters the Amazon to film a cannibal tribe. They never come back. 1 year later, an anthropologist finds their footage. What's on those reels will make you question everything you think you know about civilization. The actors had signed contracts to disappear from public life for 1 year after filming. When the movie was released, people couldn't find them anywhere. The deaths on screen looked too real, because some of them were. But here's the twist. Cannibal Holocaust invented found footage horror. 19 years before the Blair Witch Project. 39 years before Paranormal Activity. This film created the template that would dominate horror for decades. What's worse than fiction? The truth. Our next film, Men Behind the Sun, exposed war crimes so horrific, they were successfully hidden from history books for 40 years. Unit 731. 2 words that most people have never heard. But if you lived in China between 1937 and 1945, they meant death, biological warfare, human experimentation, torture disguised as science. Men Behind the Sun didn't just recreate these events, it exposed them, used real medical footage, interviewed actual survivors. And the world's response? Ban it, censor it, pretend it never happened. Here's what will chill you. The perpetrators were never prosecuted. They were given immunity in exchange for their research data. Some became professors. Others started pharmaceutical companies. The system didn't just allow this horror, it rewarded it. Our final film isn't from this world. Begotten. No dialogue, no plot, no characters. Just 78 minutes of pure nightmare fuel that feels like intercepting a signal from the afterlife. A godlike figure, disembowels himself on screen. From his remains, Earth is born. From Earth comes Mother Earth. From Mother Earth comes the Son of Earth. What follows is a cycle of creation and destruction, so primal, so disturbing, that theaters refused to show it not because it was violent, but because it was incomprehensible. Director Elias Merhige shot on deteriorated film stock, then rephotographed each frame until the image degraded into something otherworldly. The result doesn't look like cinema. It looks like archaeology from a civilization that shouldn't exist. This film predicts everything: environmental collapse, religious decay, the death of meaning itself, and it does it without saying a single word. 5 films, 5 different ways of telling the truth, and 5 different ways the system tried to silence that truth. But here's what they didn't expect. The internet changed everything. What they buried, we can unearth. What they banned, we can discuss. What they feared, we can understand. These films weren't silenced because they were violent. They were silenced because they were honest. They exposed the machinery of power, the corruption of institutions, and the price of truth. But I need your help. Which of these films do you think the world needs to see most? Vote in the comments. And here's the real question. What modern films do you think they're trying to bury right now? If this video disappears, you'll know why. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications, because the next episode of Banned But Brilliant reveals films so dangerous we might not be able to keep it online. Remember, they only ban what has power. Sweet dreams.